Salam sehat Sobat dari Bali, jumpa lagi dengan saya Tirka Widanti dalam program Chit East Meets West. Sebuah bincang santai menghadirkan teman-teman dari mancanegara yang berkunjung ke Bali. Nah, Sobat dari Bali, kali ini saya menghadirkan teman kita yang dari Amerika, ya, Ibu Audrey, ya, yang selalu senyum beliaunya, ya, senior saya, dan beliau di Bali, tempatnya di Bali digunakan sebagai, atau tujuan beliau datang ke Bali adalah untuk berpensiun, ya. Nah, retirement seperti itu. Jadi kita langsung sapa Ibu Audrey, ya. Ibu Audrey, selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Apa kabar?
Baik.
Baik. Oh, how is your bahasa Indonesia?
Oh, it's almost non-existent.
No, why? Why was that?
If I would try to speak to you in Bahasa, you would quickly understand that I understand nothing.
But when I speak in bahasa Indonesia or bahasa Bali, do you understand that?
Just the greetings.
Just the greetings, like selamat pagi,
Yes,
selamat siang,
right.
selamat sore. What else do you learn?
Well, can
about bahasa Indonesia?
can I tell you what I tell to Balinese when they know that I've been here so long and I don't speak Bahasa?
And also you tell
I'm usually speaking to younger people, okay? Well, and you're a younger person.
Thank you.
So I say to you,
we are young.
yeah, so I say to you, Ibu, if you were to go to America, you already speak English, but if you were to go to America and take your mother, would she learn to speak English? And you would probably say, yes, yes. I say, how about if you took your grandmother? And you would say, oh, no, she wouldn't. No, she's too old. So I say, I am your grandmother. That is my excuse. I'm too old.
In Bali.
I am 80 years old. I'm too old to learn another language, which I was never good at. Even as a young person, I was not very good with languages.
Well, me too, actually. So that's why I learn English from you. Yeah. Okay, Bu Audrey. I noticed that you live in Bali.
Yes.
Is Bali is your first home, or?
It's my only home. Bali is my home.
Bali is the only home for Ibu Audrey. What does it mean?
Well, it means it's the only domicile I have. Of course, I have friends and children in other places, and I'm certainly welcome there. But this is home in every way possible for me. And this is where I come back to if I do a bit of traveling, which isn't very much.
Yeah, this is something that maybe Balinese or Indonesian do not realize, that often people like you that live in Bali or in Indonesia, and this is your first first home. Like us here in Bali, Bali is the only my home. As you know, that Balinese, not too many Balinese traveling, yeah, but different than like expatriates or foreigners. They are traveling around the world. Right. So actually that is why we make this chit-chat.
Right.
So we make this chit-chat.
And I think Americans in particular move about. I remember when my children were little, so we're talking about the 1970s, in their school classroom, they would be the only ones that would have grandparents nearby. You know, they're living in California and their grandparents live in Iowa or in Georgia or any places far-flung across the United States. But my kids did have their grandparents close by.
Actually, this chit-chat is also in purpose to share the knowledge about the foreigners, and nowadays that this kind of values, is shifted, isn't it? Change.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and soon, a lot of Indonesian will also be the same like you do, or your friends do, traveling everywhere. This is one thing. Yeah, maybe they travel not only to Bali, they travel to other area in Asia. Yeah, but we need to realize that this is a new era. This is a new era of living. Don't you think so?
I hope it is. And I think what the culture of Bali offers, and there are other cultures as well that offer that sense of family and community and home, and what home means. And I think what undergirds it all is kindness. It all comes back to kindness and mutuality and taking care of one another. Yeah.
Yes, you said that Bali is your last one, let's say last post. Beside Bali, where have you been traveling?
Well, you know, I was born and grew up in Berkeley, California, and but my mother instilled in me a sense of wonder about the world and a wish to travel. So I think the area that I know best is the area that I majored in when I went to UC Berkeley, and that was the Middle East studies. So Middle East and North Africa, and those were the first places I wanted to visit when I was able to travel. And yeah, and then the only other places I've lived besides Berkeley, California, is I lived for a while on an island in the Caribbean, and I lived in Belize in Central America. And then I came to Bali, which I knew already as a tourist and loved and appreciated, and got to the point where I came and spent a month out of each year just ensconced in my little hotel in Ubud, and then finally made the decision, no, this is where I need to live. I need to pull up those other roots.
You need a home.
Yes.
So to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
This became my home.
And you have. Actually, you have, and you have a home, and this is your home.
Yes. I have my house there, and I always surprise Indonesians when they ask me where I'm from, and I say I'm from Bloemfontein, and most of them don't know where Bloemfontein is. And I say it's by Sibangkaja
in Badung.
Okay, Sibangkaja. Yes, they do know that.
So where are you from? I'm from Bali.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. What is your greatest experience during your time in Bali?
Just living day to day. The sweetness of it's really about the kindness of the people that I live among my neighbors around me and my community. Yeah, I've learned to appreciate every small thing and feel connected to it. And so, I mean, I could wax poetic about Bali cows and how I like to greet them and how we lock eyes and just it's all part of this wonderful.
When was your first visit to Bali?
I first came here with my two sons. I have 2 girls and 2 boys. In 2005.
2005.
Yeah, long. And we loved it. And then I would just scrimp and save to be able to come back every couple of years. I would come back for a while, and then I think in 2010, I took my boy, who I was homeschooling. We went to see this amazing school. Can I say its name? I looked at all the schools online. I'm an educator. I've been in the field of education for more than 50 years.
Whoa.
So I said, oh, there are lots of good schools in Bali, but this one looks like the place for this boy. And so he and I went and we walked around Green School, and we had a wonderful time and an interview, and 2 years later we were back, and he was being interviewed.
2007.
Yeah. 2012 we came back.
Oh, 2000.
And he did the interview or the test or whatever were the procedures that we went through, and then a couple of months later we came back as a green school family.
Now, tell me about the happenings, happiness. Sorry,
Right.
It's very hard to say. Happiness. Do you feel that something does not work with you in Bali? Of course, a lot, yeah?
I can't think of anything.
Or maybe you do not want to tell me.
No. I have an older son who lives in Maui, a beautiful place, and he's always saying, "Come, Mom, come and live here. Come and live close to me. Come and live with me." And I keep saying, "When I'm old, I will. When I'm old, I will." And just a couple.
But you never old. Like
just
me,
a couple of weeks
we
ago.
always young.
But just a couple of weeks ago, I meant when I need care. He said, "You know what, Mom? I'll come and visit you for 1 month a year, and you come and visit me." He said, "You're never going to leave Bali." He said, and he was saying that you're never going to leave and make a home somewhere else. And I think he's probably right.
Do you miss America?
I miss some friends.
Somehow?
And I miss my children. And I have
You
two
miss-
daughters there. Well, now I have a son in New York City too.
Grandchildren too.
I don't have any grandchildren.
Oh, sorry,
That's all
not
right.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, soon.
So that would be a tug, certainly.
Okay, how Bali can develop?
How it can what?
Develop.
Develop?
Yeah. How Bali can improve maybe from now on to the future.
That's a real loaded word, improve. What does that mean? Does that mean become more modern or more usually improve and modern and Western means like the West, and I don't want to see.
I'm asking you. You can free answering my
Yeah.
question. Like, for example, if I ask you, "Hey Audrey, how can I improve?" Tell me. Yeah, in what way I can improve? Well,
I'm not trying to be diplomatic at all.
No.
I can't think of.
no need to be diplomatic.
I can't think of
This
one.
is a chit chat. This is a chit chat session.
I don't even. I might say that the road in front of my house could be paved, but I'm not even sure I want that. I like that it's difficult to get there and difficult for me to leave.
See, there is always a values. There is always a values in front of you, in front of us right now. Okay, and if you have an excellent road, something will be happening.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm really hard pressed to think of areas to improve. Yes, I've thought of one. We could take better care of our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. By that I mean all the stuff that gets thrown along the side of the road. It doesn't offend me. It makes me feel sad, and it makes me want to go and get a bag and maybe put on some rubber gloves and go and pick it all up myself, which sometimes I do. After all, it's my neighborhood. It's not for other people to clean up. It's for me too.
Stress?
So
Are you talking about trash?
trash? I'm talking about trash. All those plastic bags. and
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So this is what I mean.
Right.
So one thing is about trash. So Bali can improve in terms of how we manage the trash. Isn't
Right.
it? Yeah. Slowly it will be there.
I remember once touring a country in West Africa where villages were far apart. And as we drove, we would go through one village that was immaculate, not a single thing on the ground. And the next village that was full of plastic bags blowing around. This is a place where it's windy, you know, blowing across the sand and blowing across the desert and everything. So we saw that each community had sort of its own idea and commitment to what that meant to be a community. And I think when we need to take pride in our community.
Yeah, so maybe not only community, but more than that is a family, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a family.
And it's about being kind to the world. But it has to start in your own neighborhood.
And also being kind to yourself, isn't it? Yeah, correct. So rather than trash, what else? Now I start thinking about you now. What is your feeling now?
Yeah. No, I'm really quite content to be here and happy. What does that mean? Something that makes you laugh? No. Those moments are fleeting, but contentment and a feeling of gratitude for who you live amongst and what you have is it's a part of life here.
Okay, you are now is having a retirement after
all those years in education.
All those years in education and all those years experience, all those years traveling like that. What do you can, sorry, my English is in what way you can help your neighbors, you help your families, help your communities around you?
Well, I've always been a teacher, and I always will be. And whether I get paid for that or not, I'm always teaching. I want to tell you that even as a little girl, I didn't know this when I was a little girl, but you know when you have your girlfriends come over to your house and you dress up as a princess or a bride or all of whatever these things. If you came to my house, we didn't do those things. If you came to my house, we played one of two games, make-believe games. Either we played school, and I was the teacher, or we played library, and I was the librarian.
You were.
So I thought that's the way all children played. So no, it's just so deeply ingrained in me.
Yeah.
So whatever opportunity I have to teach, to talk. Right now, I read aloud to little children.
Like what we are doing now. To
Yes.
cheat, to chat.
That's right. To chat,
talk.
to share,
To share.
share your life experiences
Yeah.
and what you know. And I do that online. Every day I spend about 4 hours with a group of people online who like nudge each other to investigate things. And so we do research. I'm learning.
So this is how
and teaching each other.
This is how to feel your life.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's very meaningful. So that's my morning coffee group.
And I want to join one day, okay?
Even though we're living in all different time zones, we sort of
Okay, so
pretend we're
dari
not.
Bali,
But teach.
one day we can join Ibu Audrey to have a chit chat, to have a sharing session, to have a morning coffee or afternoon tea like that, yeah.
I'd like that.
We
Inshallah.
would like inshallah katanya we would like to invite our dear friends. Yeah. Ibu Audrey, I think so we are nearly, I think you need to do something, yeah?
Yes.
For your day, and then how many dogs do you have?
I have two at the moment.
You said that you need to
Yeah.
feed your dogs.
I need to keep them company. They worry about me. And do you know that every day they coax me to take a walk?
See?
So when I'm walking, they say, "Oh, you're walking your dogs." I say, "No, my dogs are walking me."
So they are.
They know I need the exercise.
They are really your security.
They're my companions.
Companion. Yeah, your companion. Yeah. So, okay. Once again, thank you very much for your time.
Well,
thank you very
for
much for making this happening, and thank you very much for telling us the truth about how is life can be in Bali. Bali is not the only. Bali is not the purpose for tourism only. Bali has so many purposes in different activities, such as the tourism, education, spiritual, and also Bali is the place for retirement. Yeah, means that the more people will come to Bali in certain areas and also certain values, and Balinese will love that.
Can I say one last thing?
Sure.
Because about retirement that I would like to tell to people.
Yeah.
I use the public hospitals here, the public medical system here, and it's fabulous.
Public hospital.
Yeah, I use the same hospitals that the Balinese use. I don't use the private hospitals and the fancy places. The medical care, the hospital equipment that's available is just marvelous.
Thank you very much for telling that. So we have public services, mainly is an education and also
Health
hospital.
service, health services
hospital.
have been marvelous.
And according to Ibu Audrey's opinions, that our hospital in Bali is already good. So we look forward to welcoming you all in Bali for that kind of purposes, tourism, education, spiritual,
every kind of health, spiritual health and
health, yeah.
and physical health,
mental health. No, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so thank you very much. So once
my
again,
pleasure.
Baiklah, sobat dari Bali, saya sudah berbincang santai, saya sudah bercicet dengan Ibu Audrey Abbas, ya, dan beliau seorang yang retirement pensiun di Bali dan sangat-sangat menikmati hari-harinya di Bali, bahkan mengatakan bahwa Bali adalah rumah beliau yang utama, ya, jadi rumah beliau yang utama. Kita selaku orang Bali sangat senang mendengarkan itu. Nah, ke depan apa yang kita harus lakukan? Itu saja dari kami berdua. Sampai jumpa dengan tayangan-tayangan atau chit-chat kami East Meets West berikutnya. Terima kasih.